Alright guys, welcome back to another Upper Omnia video. Today we're going to be doing the World Final Fantasy Twin EX quest. It's quite a step back from the recent Beach Bash 2. I think most of you guys won't have a problem beating it. But what we're going to try to do is use Kuja and units that came before him. We're going to see if it's possible to get to completion and if it's still garbage time. So a couple of mechanics of this fight. It's nothing really dangerous to watch out for. Everything is mostly in the last wave with the two chimeras. And the thing you want to know is that they can move consecutively, meaning take 2 or 3 turns in a row. But most of them are just going to be brave attacks. So they have a couple HPs, but they're mostly going to be doing brave attacks from the moveset. You can actually negate all of the turns if you use Paralyze or if you have Agrias' Magic Silence. They do have a melee attack, but they start out using magic attack, so if you can silence or paralyze them right away, then they're going to miss their whole turn. They're also fire weak, so you want to bring Ifrit. These Omega weapons are a little bit tanky, but nothing dangerous here. And then this is the quick fight, so you don't want to save any abilities. You want to summon fast, and then you want to nuke them down to get the score. The score is kind of low, it's 300k, and then the base score is really low, like 65k or something. I don't know what they had in mind when they put it there. And then for team choice, we're gonna be using a setup of crowd control, a DPS with AoE, and then a support unit. So for crowd control, we're showcasing Agrias here. Agrias is really good because she has Paralyze and Silence, which can neuter the bosses completely. And then you'll see her in action in the last wave, but the strategy or thinking is just if you can rotate her EX weapon, like if you summon right away and use her EX first, then the bosses will miss their turn. And then by the time you get to the next round, the EX should be close to getting up again. You can just use your EX again, and then they'll be knocked out one more time. But substitutes for Agrias, you could use Cloud, Wistus, Kefka is pretty good. Kefka won't negate their brave attacks, but if they use 2 brave attacks in a row and then the last one they try to use the Hurricane HP attack, would just negate that. Okay, next slot we have DPS with AoE. So I picked Kuja because he's just pretty dated at this point. It's like 2.5 months old. So this team I just want to see if it's possible to do this quest. And you can use anything that came after him. Golbez is a good replacement. Furion, Renoa, Sephiroth, Chet. There's Tidus even. And then the synergy characters, the twins and Sid, they'll fall into this role here. The ones that come after Kuja, you'll probably get a higher score. So I did try a run with Golbez, and he scored a little bit higher than this run. This is like my third try. Okay, the last slot is what I consider buff or debuff support. So you don't need a healer for this setup or this match here because it's really fast and they're probably not even getting a chance to HP attack you. So we have Lilisette. I like Lilisette because she can buff the party and debuff the enemies. So she's pretty good all around. But then with Lilisette, you can just sub her out too for a friend support. Once she uses her max brave buff, you can sub her out. And you don't really lose that much. You lose some attack aura, but you could pick another friend with an aura like I did here, like Quistis. She'll give more aura to the party and then your performance can go up because you have more buffs in the party. But there's some good replacements. You can use Kate Sith, of course. There's Eiko. You can use Beatrix. Someone I didn't mention last time, but Ramza. Ramza is actually pretty good here because the fight's not too strict on turns, even though he's pretty inefficient. But if you can buff, you can buff Sephiroth or something like that, and then you sub him out, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. Rem can be used here. Fight's not too bad. And then there's Lena, of course. Lulu is pretty good. She's a standout here because they're weak to fire. You can just fire in parallel and buff your whole team. And then the last choice I want to bring up is Ferris, who's the synergy. So she doesn't buff too much, but she can at least debuff them. And then after you debuff, you can just sub-route for something. So you might be asking, like, why, if the fight's so easy, why do I need support if I'm bringing Cloud or Quistis to stun the enemies? Well, it helps you get through the waves and conserve abilities and other uses. So if you look at units like Kuja and Gobez, they still have relatively low ability uses, so you want to kind of spread out their uses. Like Kuja's 6 Ultima attacks, you want to save most of them for the last wave. That's why you want like a support, one that buffs or batteries, preferably. And then in this last fight, you want to use Agrias' EX ability first to paralyze him. That knocks him out the whole round. And then you want to summon right away. So if you can weave in or EX between their turns, they're not going to be able to do anything, and they're effectively out of rounds. And I picked up Friend Quistis. You can probably use anything here, from Friend Cloud, Friend Gobez, Friend Renoa. I think anything will be effective. I just picked Quistis because she has a party aura, and then she delays the enemy, so it kind of goes in synergy with Agrias' strategy, which is just to knock them out. And the fight's not too bad. You can see it's already over. I think you can get the 300k around 50 turns if you get some overkills there. I think 50 turns would be the limit. So it's fairly generous. The Beach Bash 2 is also 50 turns, but these bosses don't have much HP, so it's not as bad. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.